What's up, everybody? We are live, and this is Retouch This on YouTube, our podcast. And I'm joined today with my host, as always, L-Bomb, Captain Clint Cantoris, Brian. And today we are joined by a lovely, gorgeous girl from Alabama, Lorelei Soto,
Hello.
who we'll be doing an interview with today. Say hello, everybody.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Nice. So, guys, Retouch This. We're a weekly podcast on Wednesdays, and I am a professional model photographer. I have been for the last 20 years. And what that means is I spend a shitload of time in front of the computer editing through tons of images of beautiful women. It's a really rough job, but somebody's got to do it. But I do occasionally get really bored and want some company. So I figured, why not start a podcast and invite some of my friends on? And we just shoot the shit, talk about nerd stuff. We nerd out with you know what out. So today we are joined by Lorelei. We're really excited to have her in studio. In studio, right? Our virtual StreamYard. Studio is her house, my house, and Brian's house. So
trust me, I wish I could be there.
Yeah, in San Diego. I know.
Yeah.
You and most of the country, I think. So, so before we get started, everybody, please do me a favor. Go smash that subscribe button to the channel. It really helps out. According to the analytics, the majority of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So subscribe. And then when we load new content, new videos, you guys get to see that right away. Please comment down below. Share the video out with some friends. It really, really, really helps out. And if you guys could do me a huge favor and go check out, if you guys want to support, is Bikini Girl Magazine. It's our digital magazine monthly that we do, and it's all the girls that I photograph, including Miss Lorelei, which we'll get to. We'll show you some of the content from there. But you can check us out, subscribe monthly, and then also you could go to our second channel on YouTube, which is just Bikini Girl Magazine on YouTube. We're really excited this month with Bikini Girl Magazine to let you guys know that we are going to be doing our first print issue. So the members will have the ability, and not members, it'll be on the website, but we are going to put the first issue to print that you guys can order and have it mailed to your house. And you know, you never know. We got some hotties down there. Look at this little hottie right there on the cover. Well, who's that? Is that Miss Lorelei? I think it is. So guys, Lorelei was actually was on our cover issue. She was on our first premiere issue that we did. So we can't believe, we were talking about this the other day, that it has been 1 year that we started that. It's so crazy how much time has flown. So what did you think about that shoot, Lorelei? Was that?
Honestly, it was like one of the best shoots that just went so smoothly, just so nice. Like everybody was comfortable. Like I was working with Paris Viper, and she's so cool. And like, yeah, it was fun. It was really fucking fun. And the venue was so dope too. Like what?
Yeah, we used that house in Pacific Beach with the tropical pool. It was a good time. And that was, you know, I mean, like I had wanted to shoot with you for quite some time.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I know photo shoots weren't like huge in your wheelhouse. So
no, yeah, it was just your basic stripper bitch, like just trying to make some money. And then when I first met you, like I found out you were working for the club, and I was like, wait, what? Are you serious? And then we got to shooting and shit, and like it's been a blast. It's been a crazy ride.
That meeting, ladies and gentlemen, may or may not have taken place in a dark room in a seated area, if you know what I mean.
I had no idea until like after I was done giving the lap dance, and I was like, "Fuck, what is this allowed? Am I gonna get in trouble?"
Yeah, I'm literally, you know, guys are like, I want to lap dance with her. And I'm like, I want to lap dance with her so I could ask her to model for me. That's what I like. And little did I know that, like, you're like, oh, okay, I'll put your card with the other 20 guys who wanted to photograph me.
Well, it's funny because the management came up to me and they're like, yeah, you got to go get a dance from him. He like, you got to do it. I was like, yeah, sure. So like, I went over to you and like, boom.
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah. Maybe someday, Brian, we'll go travel to Huntsville, Alabama. We'll go travel over to Alabama and go check out Lorelei and her live show. So
yeah, it is.
This is for a Lorelei, yes, but that's the Alabama part is a maybe, a hard maybe for me. Now I say that because as a New Yorker living in Los Angeles, I went to high school in Atlanta, Georgia. So wow. I got my dose of the South, and
yeah,
it's different. It's different. I'm not being critical, but it's different down there.
It is, yeah, it is very different. Like the thought of moving here was just like, nope, not at all, not one bit. In fact, like the first, I think 3 months I was here, I was like, I want to leave, I want to go, but. You know, the more you explore and meet people, you're just so comfortable, and like people are just super nice and down to earth. And then you kind of realize like, wow, people are so shitty in California and they don't give a fuck about you. The Southern hospitality is real out here. And that's what pulls me in closer to the community and what it has to offer. So
it is kind of nice that like, say, so I have a buddy out here. I want to say they spent just under $1 million for their house, right? Like, like Silver Lake area, like 850 grand.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the same house in Atlanta, even, which is obviously a bigger area than Huntsville, maybe 350 grand, maybe.
Oh.
I mean, it's just like those are some of the nuances that I do find interesting. I mean, that is one of the great things about the South is you can get a phenomenal place at a phenomenal price, have land and yard. And, you know, that is kind of cool.
It's a great place to raise kids. It is.
I'll give it that. I'll definitely give it that. Like, I have to say, I mean, I tend to find trouble, but even like high school and stuff, like it wasn't that bad. Even like when you were really like quick story, like one time we're literally everybody in the car is 18, guy and a girl, my buddy and his girlfriend in the front seat, me and another buddy and another girl in the back seat, a keg in the middle, a keg. Michael Jackson blaring on the radio. The other dude decides to hang out the window to take a piss.
What the fuck?
We get pulled over. Let me just say, nobody went to jail. Nobody got a ticket. No, the only thing that happened was we got followed home to make sure we get there, and the keg was obviously taken away. I mean, that doesn't happen. And it was just more like the dude was like,
does not happen in California, dude.
Yeah, because he was like, okay, basically, you're a car full of fucking morons. So, hey, morons, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to get you in any trouble, but yeah.
We're taking your keg.
Yeah, we're taking your keg.
We're taking your keg back to the station house. And
I think there might have been some weed, too, but the weed was the weed was handed over. Like we immediately were like, hey, because he was going to see the keg. And he just like dumped that on the ground. It was like, yeah, whatever with that. So yeah, there are the perks to the South. I mean, that's for sure.
Wow, that's wild.
Will this be your first summer because those heat up quick. Yes,
but I plan on coming back to San Diego during the summer. So I don't really want to experience the summer because my boyfriend and I, we spent the summer in Miami. Oh. That was fucking awful. No thanks. Oh, when they say like it's worse here, or it's like, oh, it's not that bad, like Miami's worse, I don't care. Like humidity, I don't do it. I don't do it. So I definitely want to go back to the coast, and you know, like I like the dry heat, and you know.
A hot oven? Yeah, I could do that all day long. You're like, 102 degrees with like 50% humidity. Yeah, fine. 102 degrees. Yeah, exactly. 102 degrees with 95% humidity.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
No, thank you. No. It's like in a coffin. You're just in a coffin, just suffocating. It's like that scene in Kill Bill where she's like in a grave and she can't breathe and she's just you know. And just the thought of that, like humidity. Yeah,
except you're not a badass martial artist that you could get out of the whole thing, you know.
Just like you're just blocking the humidity, just
I don't know how people do it. And you see people in like suits and shirts and ties, and they walk around. They got to go to work all day. It's like,
we're like
no
exercising outside. Like, okay, Susan, it's a bit much. Like, go home. Go home. It's excessive.
So what are you doing? What are you doing in Huntsville? Like, what's
Oh,
like,
taking my clothes off for money. What do you think I'm doing?
I mean, is it a good scene? Like, I mean, I know
it's different. So I've never worked at an 18 and up club, but this one's 18 and up. And you know, like I think my first night I made over $1,000. So I was like, okay, this is like the club for me. And then like it just got harder and harder. And what I think it is because is like a lot of the guys here, they either like really fat chicks or really thin chicks, and I'm neither. So that was hard. And it's not a very diverse club. There's a lot of blonde-headed, you know, teenagers walking around. So not like it's competition or anything, but guys seem to go more for the younger girls than somebody like me or older. So I always lie and say I'm like 25 or 23, and they're just like, whoa, crazy. Me too. I'm like, oh my God. But I mean,
wait, you're telling me that girls lie?
Oh, girls lie all the time.
I know, right?
At the club, I find it very hard for me to lie just in general. I don't know why. I just like can't come up with like a white lie talking to somebody face to face. But at the club, like I'll lie straight up. Like sometimes I take other people's stories that I've talked to, and I'll just say it at the club, like, yeah, I'm a computer coder. I know C++ or Python, you know, like I take that information, I soak it up, and I spit it out there. But when I'm like just my basic ass self, I'm like, I'm a stripper. Like, I hope it's okay.
So you were saying that there's such a difference between California people and like people down in the South. And do you see that like really in the club too, with like the people you work with? And like, I don't want you to talk shit on the girls you work with, but you know, how what's the difference? What's the difference between working in Cali and the difference between working in Alabama?
There's a big difference. There is. So I find that California is way stricter than Alabama. The things that I'm able to do on stage in Alabama, I would not be caught dead doing it in fucking San Diego. Like,
which is the footage
where there's like a 6-foot rule or something where if you're topless, you have to stay at the pole at all times. But in Huntsville, like you could have your top off, you could just motorboat whoever the fuck you want. You could even bring girls on stage and get them naked, basically, and grind on them. Like it's very just provocative and like.
That sounds awful.
Fuzzy, you know,
that sounds awful.
And it's go ahead.
Where exactly is that club? Where?
Yeah, right. Pony Bama.
Pony Bama. You heard it, guys.
Yeah, don't follow me.
I think they like the word pony in their titles because there's a good one in Atlanta called the Pink Pony.
Yeah, and actually, I know the owner of that club.
Very nice. Yeah.
I
agree with you too. Now, so we've touched on this in other episodes. Montreal is amazing for dancing. Amazing. And then, even on the East Coast, whether it was like the New York area, the city or upstate, or Atlanta, and I'm assuming Atlanta and Alabama and Tennessee are similar. I am beyond disappointed. I don't even go to strip clubs in California. Like everything about it is like not fun. I mean, luckily Vegas is close and those are pretty good, but as a partitioner, California, it just seems restrictive on both sides. Like, I don't know. I mean, I like, tell me, I might be wrong about this, but it's been a while since I've gone to one in California, and I'm not trying to say like I'm trying to be cheap, but it was like $20 a dance. Like that was like the way it went. Whereas if I was in a club in like Atlanta or, anywhere on the East Coast, I might spend $40 or $60 over the course of like 3 or 4 dances and get a little camaraderie, right? The girl just a little friendly, like nothing over the top. But if you're like, I'm banging out $40 in like a 5-minute span, you know, I'm not planning to necessarily spend like $3,000 that night. No offense, I'm not a millionaire, but it just seemed weird. Like I didn't get that. Like I don't know. The differences were.
I totally get that. There's a lot of rules, you know, in California that they put on us, or we're just out of the club. And definitely we don't want to lose our job whatsoever. So it's like, we'll do whatever you say. Yeah. But in California, like when you're giving lap dances, you can't spend more than 10 seconds on the customer's lap.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, yeah. But I noticed like traveling and stuff because, you know, I was on this really big road trip with my partner, and, you know, we spent like 1.5 years on the road living in a van. And, you know, for work, I go to strip clubs across the US and work at, and between the West Coast, East Coast, and the South, and whatever in between, like all the clubs were so different. And in New York, like I had to wear a dress. I was like, what the fuck? No. But, you know, I made money. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's hard to like give the fantasy when there's just so many rules.
Right.
And then you suffer in the long run, because then that's less money for you at the end of the night.
Exactly. Yeah. And now the band, they don't give a fuck. You know, you grind on whoever you want for however long you want. And trust me, like, I kind of have that rule in my head where like I don't want to be on the lap for too long, because it is exhausting. It really is. So like you definitely want to go up and, you know, dance around and take breaks and stretch. Even like I find myself stretching like this, like all sexy, and I'll like bend over and start stretching. So like it's work. It's really work.
You're working in a yoga session in the middle of the lap dance.
Basically.
You're like, hold on, I need to downward dog. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, okay.
I'm gonna downward dog, but don't touch my ass.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Oh, that's another thing too. Like in San Diego, no touching rule.
Yeah, there's no touching.
Alabama, you could touch. I have a weird thing though with like just people. I have this weird thing with people touching my hands. And if I have a weird thing about people touching my hands, then I have a weird thing with people touching my boobs. Just being touched throughout the night, 24/7 by hundreds of people, it's like it gives me anxiety. Like I can't have people touching me throughout the night. It's just like I'll give you a really good lap dance, just don't touch me. Like trust me, it'll be a good one. Just don't.
I think that's one of those things. Like you kind of like I can sense it. Right. Like if first of all, if you want the dance from that girl, great. That's what you're asking for, a dance. And if certain vibes or certain like synergy is happening and like a little like touch on the shoulder or something, and she seems to be okay with it. But yeah, I can imagine sometimes you get, you know, grabby guy. You're kind of like,
well, it's like it's an energy exchange. You know, like if you feel my energy, then I know, like if I can feel your energy, you can feel my energy. Mm-hmm. And like eye contact is a huge thing. I always make sure I have eye contact. I always make sure that I am with you at all times. And like, that's what people tend to forget. Like they think of it as like a job. I think of it as a fantasy too. I really do. Like I get to become somebody that I'm not. And it's really fucking fun. And I love what I do. And people know that I love what I do because it shows. Like I'm fucking happy. This gives me chills.
I think sometimes guys forget, you know, if you're going in there and you're getting a lap dance, you're getting a lap dance from a woman. And guys, we're not, we're just hardwired to be able to fuck lots and lots and lots of girls and not have any emotion attached to that. Yeah. So you can't really expect like a woman, even though she's doing this for work, it's still way more emotional for her. You know, it's harder for her to separate the emotions because what if she's attracted to the guy? What happens if a guy walks through and it's that guy that's in her fantasy? You know, what happens if if the guy reminds her of an old friend or like an ex or somebody that she doesn't like? So there's a lot that comes in play there. And I think, you know, there's definitely like an etiquette. You have to know,
Yes.
like, and feel, you know, it's like, bro, this isn't your bedroom. Like you're in a club still, and it's a fantasy and there's rules. But like you said, each state. Okay, so let me ask you a question. This is a great one. You traveled around the country, you said, and you worked at how many different clubs would you say? A dozen, 2 dozen?
Man, maybe like 10, maybe 15.
Okay.
Maybe 10, maybe 10.
10's that's a good number. So, and
totally different, but it could have been more.
Totally different states.
Yes.
Okay. So in the states that you worked at, would you say California was the strictest?
Yes.
Okay. And so if they were the strictest, who is the most lenient? Where the people in the club, the management are just like, we don't give a fuck what you do.
The South, hands down.
South.
I mean, when it comes to, you know, here to fucking Kansas City, Missouri, like, whew, I worked at an all nude club, and that was crazy. I wasn't all nude. I haven't done that, but I was able to work there and not take my clothes off. But I ended up making more money than the girls who took their clothes off. So, I mean,
you know, one thing I
less is more.
Yeah, exactly. The fantasy.
One thing I noticed around Atlanta, and this was even like through college, like when I'd go back to visit, and I still have some family there, but like, all right, so if you're like, I've never done this in California, group of like 15 people, 6 girls, 9 guys. Hey, you know, it's like midnight. Hey, let's go to the strip club. Never done that as a group. In Atlanta, it'd be like midnight, you know, parties kind of dwindling out. 10, 15 people in the party, like, hey, let's go to the Pink Pony. Even the chicks. And it's just because like it's still a bar, and it's like it's still fun, and it's, I don't know, like it is a little different. I don't know why it's like that, but maybe, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything about like women in California or the South or one's better than the other, but I did find that interesting.
Well,
that,
they involve the women, the customers, as well as the men. So like I said, you know, if we see a chick at the tipping rail and she's tipping money, like we'll bring her on stage and we'll take her top off and we'll motorboat those son of a bitches, you know, even in the back room. Like I've never done this before and I've never seen anyone do it, but I had this couple, I took them into the VIP room, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something. I hope you're comfortable with it just as much as I'm comfortable with doing this topless. And that's another thing too. Topless dances are, you know, like everywhere except for California. So that's also pretty cool. But what I was going to say is in the VIP room, or not the VIP, but the dancing room, I was her and her boyfriend, and I took her top off, and then I unsnapped her bra. And we were dancing together, like for her boyfriend or husband. And like, he thought that was so cool. And it's like, I made this happen. Like they're so incredibly happy. And I gave them an experience that they're never going to forget. Yeah. So, and I still haven't seen anybody dance with any couple topless. So I'm going to continue doing it because it makes them happy, and they're probably going to have crazy sex afterwards. So
that's what I was thinking.
I'm here for it.
That's a cool girlfriend or wife right there. That's, you know, it's like, babe, let's go to the strip club. So Brian, where I had met Lorelei in San Diego, Pacers is very similar. It's this almost like nightclub atmosphere where the guys and girls come together, and because it's so close to downtown, so it's super common on a Friday night. Lorelei, what would you say? Like maybe 35% of the crowd is females.
Yeah.
Like, and lots of times, like just groups of females coming by themselves, like not even with guys.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed, I think, with the demographics, you know, where you would never see like a 60-year-old woman with her husband at the club or 70-year-old woman at the club. But now it's like, oh, 20 somethings, 30 somethings, 40 somethings. Yeah, no problem. Like they're all coming together, you know?
I can't remember. Was Pacers on, it wasn't on Rosecrans or down Rosecrans?
Yeah.
Midway Rosecrans area.
I have at least been there at least once or twice when I lived there.
What would you say has the most aggressive men in it that come into the club, like around the country?
San Francisco.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
I never would have.
I'm gonna do it. Tell me more about Frisco.
I loved it. Was a love-hate relationship. I loved it because I made the most money there. I hated it because I had the worst clientele there.
No shit.
The worst, absolute worst. You get your average like Indian taxi drivers. All right. They stink. Like, I don't prefer dancing for Indians. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but I don't.
No. Yeah.
Anyway, and they're cheap. They're hella cheap.
Yeah.
So that was mostly the clientele, that like Asian. It was very diverse. But no, like the first, like I always got VIP rooms, and like you'd have these crazy guys who just want to party. They're throwing cocaine up in the air. They're like trying to sniff it while you're just like in your blouse, like going like this so you don't get any contact. Like super aggressive partiers. Just, you know, I had this one guy who like whipped his dick out, and I took my shoe off and I was like, I swear to God, like if you don't put that thing back in there, I'm gonna fucking stab you in the dick. I don't put up with dick play whatsoever at the club. No way.
Who were these guys?
Super aggressive.
So is this your gig economy? Like, is this your spillover from Silicon Valley guys that just have like oodles of money? Money doesn't get, so they just think there's no friggin' rules.
Tech guys. These are your tech guys.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nerds.
The tech guys. They love to party. They really do. I've had basketball players come in, football players, rappers. I've danced from all. Baseball players like to spend money. They really do. Basketball players don't necessarily like to spend money. Rappers definitely don't spend money. But tech guys, they love to party, and they definitely love to spend money. So, but like I said, they're aggressive. Like I get tech guys everywhere. I get tech guys here. I get tech guys in San Diego. But the tech guys in San Diego or San Francisco, they just like expect things. They do.
They're entitled.
Yeah, very entitled. They would like have all these hundreds in their hands, and like they had rubber bands, and like they were just rude, very rude and disrespectful to your body. Like I remember this one time I was like topless, and he was like shooting rubber bands on my ass. And it's like, come on, I've been dancing for full on hour and I'm sweating right now. And you have the audacity to shoot rubber bands at my ass. Like, come on, get a hold of yourself. But
sounds like first time at the strip club guy.
Yeah.
It's my first time I brought rubber bands. Like, what?
Sounds like first time, like nouveau rich, like has more money than he knows what to do with, and thinks that that's, you know, that
there
money.
Are some things that I will do for money, like drink some like another dancer's breast milk for like, I think I got like $8,000 for it. Her and me, like we each got like $8,000 for drinking a shot of her breast milk.
God,
it was one of her regulars. She's like, "You want to come upstairs?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" She's like, "Yeah, this is my regular. He likes it when I, you know, squirt breast milk into his mouth. Like he'll pay you $8,000 to drink
I
it."
would drink.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I would drink breast milk for $8,000.
I'd do it again.
$80.
$80. That's all. $80.
That's like 4 dances.
I know, dude. It's so crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna share a quick little one, and I'm gonna keep it kind of PG. I was at a club one time, and this is just because you said, you know, a guy pulled something out. I didn't do that, but I got pulled on stage. The girl pulled me out. We'll say, started pouring beer on it, and then went orally down there, or was attempting to, before one of the bouncers came over. I thought I was about to get a broken nose and 2 black eyes. He grabbed her by the back of the hair, pulled her off stage, and like at some point, like I got like pushed off because obviously I didn't instigate. But I'm good.
I'm the victim. I'm the victim.
Well, I was fine with it. I knew it was probably wrong. Like I have great etiquette. Like, I mean, I'm greasing palms from the doorman to the bartender. But like, I'm giving the bartender 50 on the first round and wrapped in a credit card. So I'm like, my man, like if I just kind of give you like, you know, one of these, but you know, you got to take care of them because you know they're in for the long haul. We're there acting like assholes for 3 or 4 hours. But it was pretty funny. Like I don't think she got in any trouble. Like she was back on stage in like 30 minutes. She might have gotten a talking to.
What?
But my buddies that were there with me, like it is an epic story. If they get around me and they sniff that people have no idea about that story, they love to tell it. But it was pretty funny, dude. She started pouring her Heineken all over. And, I was obviously, again, don't want to be too graphic, but I was obviously aroused. So she's just dumping it all over. And I was
way.
What are we doing here? And then she tried to I was like, and in my head, I'm like, I don't think this is going to end well for either of us.
That's so crazy. Holy shit.
Fun. It was fun.
So, I mean, that's so the breast milk story at $8,000, that's pretty insane. What has been your, and guys, I'm saying, like, I've seen her she is phenomenal. I just showed you the pictures that I had the chance to photograph and film of her, and seeing her in person dance is just, it's an art form. It's just like, we're not talking about some dumb bimbo. Like, she is just so sensual and sexy on stage. But what's been your best night? What's been like the night that was just like, holy shit, I cannot believe I just made this much money?
That's a good question.
I feel like breast milk night has to be in the running.
Yeah.
It was easy money though. Like if this is money that I had to work for, consistently, it was probably at Pacers. I think I walked out of Pacers with over 2,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And my boyfriend is so cute. He stopped a picture of me holding my $2,000 in my hand, and he has it over his mirror. It's the cutest. It's cute. It's to motivate me, but
$2,000 in a night. That's absolutely phenomenal.
It is, yeah. And it's fucking blood, sweat, and tears for that money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's, who.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, what were you going to say?
Oh, I walked into Pacers and I was like, this club is nothing like San Francisco, ow, fucker. It's just like.
Pussy bites.
Ouch.
Pussy bites sometimes.
Yeah. I walked into Pacers when I first started working there, and I was like, this isn't San Francisco money. Like, what am I even doing here? And then a year later, I started making about $1,000 a night, sometimes two. And I was like, this is crazy. This is so crazy. Really awesome. And I'd rather be working at Pacers than at the Gold Club in San Francisco. That place is just so awful. It's beautiful. It really is. But it's just crazy. Do
you ever do Vegas?
Yes. I love Vegas.
Sapphire?
No, absolutely not. When I worked at Sapphire, I lost money instead of gained money. There was nobody at the club. It was all girls, and I had to pay my house fee. Wow. So I lost money. But I worked at Crazy Horse.
Oh, Crazy Horse. Yeah.
Crazy Horse. I worked at Spearmint Rhino. Shout out to John if you're watching.
I've been to all three of those.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had both really good nights.
Yeah.
I had a great night, but it only lasted for 30 minutes. And then I was broke.
Oh, man.
That is a den of vipers in Vegas. That is you're Indiana Jones, full on, just falling into the pit of vipers in that place. And if you make one false move, they're just going to, there goes your wallet. It's just gone. Yeah. It's money is evaporated.
That's where I got my hustle skills from Vegas. I got my hard head there. I'm sweet. I really am. I play the sweet, innocent, I've never done sex before, but but then again, don't fuck with me. I will hurt you with my words.
How is the competition? I mean, how is it at a place? Because, going from a place like Alabama, I can't imagine that it's a huge crowd. And same thing with Pacers. Pacers is great. There's probably 200 people at the club in one given night, maybe 250. But I mean, those clubs in Vegas, are just so massive. Is it intimidating walking into a place like that, competing against literally 200 to 300 other girls?
That's so funny you say that, because yes, it is. It is very nerve-wracking. You're standing next to models. You're standing next to women who have better things than you, like boobs, like when I lose weight in my boobs. That's it. Like, sad story. But I will tell you, my boyfriend has an app. He started an app to help me find clubs around the US that fit my profile. So
Wow.
This app like shows me the clubs to work at that has less hotter chicks than me, and then I end up banking out that club because I'm a fine dime, and all the other girls it was like grungy, like so that also worked out for me too. Just I don't want to be standing next to models. Like I don't want to have to like work.
You want to go in and be the big fish in the small pond, basically. You want to go in and take over a club.
Exactly.
That's smart.
That was the whole idea behind that app, was to help girls to find the club that works for them. Because like you walk into a club that your girlfriend did super well at, like she could be hotter than you. You're going to go into that club and you're going to be like, wow, I made no money. Well, every girl is different. So there you go.
So did you feel that, because we've talked about this in previous shows, and we have a mutual friend in common that might come on the show, but nowadays I've brought this up and said that I feel today that there is this pressure on women, especially if they're modeling, dancing, anything, pretty much putting themselves online, that there's this constant pressure to make themselves look like their filters. So whatever their filters are on their phone, they're then going and getting plastic surgery done to make themselves look like their filters. And I can imagine working in a place like Vegas where women have literally $50,000 worth of plastic surgery. How much pressure does that put on you? Do you just blow it off, or does it wear you down after a while?
I feel like the more I'm on Instagram, the more it really gets to me. I feel like when I'm at the club, it's like not a big deal to me at all, because I'm not really like focused on it. But then again, like when you see somebody on stage and they're making a shit ton more money than you are, and they have these nice perfect big boobs, or they have like a button plants, or they're just like super skinny, and like it gets to you. It gets to me. I just got my lips done, like I fell for it, so fuck, like yeah, it does. But like I feel like don't give in to it, because like where are those people going to be 10 years from now? How are they going to look from now? Is it worth spending your money on, your hard-earned money? No, it's not. What's worth spending your hard-earned money is real estate, or just providing for your family. It shouldn't have to go towards your body at all, because like you make it work. Guys are really interested, and they love like what you have, what's naturally there. So I mean, yeah, it definitely gets to me, but I don't let it get to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. Do you feel that it leaves the realm of trying to improve yourself and more into an addiction for a lot of these girls? Do you feel that the plastic?
Feel like it leads to an addiction, definitely. Because like, oh, I'm gonna get my jaw done, or my like, I don't even know these things. Like I'm so just out of the loop, instead of my lips. So like I had very birdie lips, but now it's like I kind of want to go more. I want to go bigger, because you see these porn stars and they're sucking dick, and like their lips just are so juicy and wet, and like they're on the dick, and you're like, wow, like that's hot. Like I want to look like that for my boyfriend, or I want to look a certain way for him, or just people in the club, or for my confidence. That's the one thing. Like if it fucks with my confidence, then like I'd rather stop working at the club, or just eliminate whatever social media I have, because my confidence is what makes me sexy. So
yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree because, guys, I'll tell you, I mean, this is one of the first times I've ever seen Lorelei in lipstick. Majority of the time, she is walking through the club and such like a natural beauty that I think that she stands out from the rest of the girls, because you're like, wait a minute, that looks like a normal girl right there, you know, because she doesn't have any of this crazy work done on her. So she kind of like pops. What I was going to ask was, I know you're like, thanks.
What do I say?
What I was going to ask was, Brian, you got anything? I just kind of lost my train of thought. Do you want to pick up from there?
Yeah, I don't want to judge anybody, but man, I have never seen, and now, Lori, this is the first time I've ever seen you, so I think you just look beautiful.
Thank you.
I've like someone that I've known or an actress or something that I've seen, and then they get work. I've never been like, oh, that's an improvement. I've always been like, dude, but again, like I'm a flaws guy. Like it's come up before, like example I always use, and because I know there's a period of time, I think she's talked about that, the singer-songwriter Jewel. Like she kind of has her front two teeth. First of all, she's got a beautiful smile, but they are what some would call crooked. I think it's one of the sexiest things about her. Like if she did something, like, I don't know, I think flaws and scars are kind of cool, quote unquote flaws.
Yeah.
But I understand insecurities too. Like I know people maybe they got like a little something changed. But in general, like that butt implant thing should be fucking outlawed. Like that is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
The price of it is just crazy. The price of any work done to your body is just like, that's a night's worth of working. Was it worth it? Is it worth it? Like, sure, you're going to make it up next month or, the next night, but no, like. It's
dangerous too. I mean, just getting all this work done and going under for surgery and getting anesthesia, like it's a very dangerous thing. I was going to say, I remembered what I was going to say. So the way women look, being a model photographer and having done this for over 20 years now. Before that, I was always interested as a kid in trends and like fashion and the way women look, justifying the bikini model posters in my bedroom. But basically, like what I've seen is that through the decades, what people in society view as beauty has changed dramatically. Like in the 90s, it was the chic heroine look.
Yes.
And all the
skinny and
and nobody wanted girls with big butts. Nobody wanted girls with huge boobs. It was very like really skinny, and that's what beauty was. Now people won't look at those girls as hot anymore. So what worries me now is all of these girls doing all this just augmentation to their body and changing themselves. 10 years down the road, people are going to be like, yeah, that's not hot anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want one little caveat. I think even in the 90s, mi amigos, La Sur de Border, have always kind of loved a little bit of a bigger backside.
Really?
Like, I don't know. Well, I only said so when I first moved to California. The first place I ever lived in California and moved to was Lake Tahoe on the California side, because the only person I knew that lived in California lived in Lake Tahoe on the California side. And we just got jobs as like dishwashers, right? At like Caesar's Palace. And a guy that lived there longer than us, he was this like snowboard guy. He worked at this other place, and we'd go there late night to drink. And a couple of these Mexican dudes that worked there were so fucking cool. And they would always like, they kind of see like these like quote unquote white girls we'd bring in. And they kind of like give me like a little elbow. They'd be like, hey, why not? Like they make these motions like, why so small? Talking about their ass. They'd be like, no, grande es bueno.
No way.
Yeah, they were so funny, dude. Like they were great. But that's a totally different culture. Obviously, I'm talking about. I think, John, you're totally right. We're talking about like in the States and stuff. I want to give a quick shout out to Blue Sands, who's given out some great comments. By the way, I'm not sure.
That's my mom.
Oh, nice.
My mom.
Very cool. Very cool. Love the support. Yeah. Love the support.
It's my number one fan.
Captain Clint Torres loves moms. That's what I'll say.
We all should love moms. They put so much hard work and
oh yeah.
advice.
We love moms. We love moms, definitely. And moms love us.
Easy.
She's hot too.
She was saying good genes in the chat, so I'd imagine so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's change gears a little bit and let's talk about before we're coming up on. We're almost going to be out of time. I know you have to go to work and stuff, but let's talk about you. Let's talk about you, Lorelei. Let's tell us about yourself. What do you like to do? When you're not working, what do you do with yourself?
I fall into a routine of, waking up, getting my morning coffee because I'm a coffee addict, and just see where that takes me. But I really wake up in the morning and I'm like, I want to fucking destroy myself in a badass workout. I really enjoy working out. I feel like the club builds so much just toxic energy, sometimes good energy, but it's just so much just energy in my body. And I need to get it out. So I will work out for 2 hours a day. And, that really helps me.
What do you do?
Well, I just started doing TRX. I do yoga. I do, Pilates. I just started lifting. Just a variety of different things. I used to ride my bike in San Diego for 5-10 miles a day.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking crazy. But you can't ride a bike here. There's no bike lanes and people will run you over because they don't give a fuck here. So I'm not riding the bike anymore, but come summer I'll be back on that shit. But I really enjoy meeting people.
I have a feeling you work out, the amount that you work out, you could take probably 10 people in that state and you work out more than they do combined in a week.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
They like their barbecue and deep fried butter. And
well, it's funny, you'll get out of the grocery store and there's people with their carts and it's just filled with Mountain Dew and, all the sodas and man, it's bad. Just the way
What do you think about the food there? I know we've been stuck in COVID. I don't know if you've been out the local restaurants, but
yeah, the mask. I haven't been wearing my mask. I don't wear my mask.
Okay.
Yeah. The mask mandate actually lifted a month ago. So
Georgia and Bama are pretty rebellious. Georgia's kind of
over here. Yeah.
Fits her perfectly.
Yeah. Sorry, what was your question again?
What kind about the food, in general, compared to Southern California? Yeah, do you like it? Is it just different? Or are you okay with it? Or do you just cook for yourself?
I love cooking for myself. I love when my man cooks for me. He makes amazing fucking food. But I love California food, hands down. Hands fucking down. I'm vegan, so it's a bit not too much of a challenge to find places because they'll help you out. They'll make something on the side for you, but it's expensive either wise. It's expensive eating vegan, but there's not a lot of options, not a whole lot. It's up and coming, and I see that, but you just go to your local what you're used to eating. So yeah, I like cooking for myself, and I like doing food for. So
because I'm assuming Billy
South
Ray's,
isn't big for vegans.
Billy Ray's barbecue pit probably doesn't have a lot of vegan.
Yeah.
Unless the fried pickles count.
Yeah, they could. I don't like pickles though.
It's culture shock for Lorelei. I just picture one of those funny 80s movies of the LA person coming into the southern town and suddenly everybody's stopping and the ladies are putting their hands in front of their husband's eye oh, who's that? And she's just you're could I have some avocado toast? And the person's with the spare ribs, right? No, just the avocado toast with chicken. No, just the avocado toast and tri-tip, right? No, just the avocado toast. Damn it!
Well, it's funny. I was trying to look for a juice bar just the other day, so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking use some juice right now," and I couldn't find one. I was like, "Can I find a local smoothie shop or just somewhere nice by the beach? Can I get that? Is that too hard?"
Well, In all honesty, you can just open up your own shop with all, you know, the loot.
Their juice is screwdrivers and greyhounds, right? Like
Yeah.
Or moonshine.
It doesn't have alcohol in it.
Dude, one of the classics, and God forgive me, I can't remember if this was Missouri or if this was like Alabama or Georgia, but have you ever had what they call OJB?
No.
Orange juice and beer. I'm
Ew.
dead serious. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's up with I've heard that.
It's big at tailgating, like before those SEC football games. Like, hey, dude, you want an OJB? No, bro. One or the other.
No.
Like I don't think those mixed.
Yeah, Laura, it's like Coors Light or like Coors Light with orange juice.
Have you had that? Both of you
I've tried. Yeah, I had to. I was. Yeah, it's guys, you have to go through weird drinking rituals sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't. Unless it was like I could maybe like do like a seltzer if that counts. And orange juice, like sure.
Yeah, White Claw.
Yeah.
So, are you big into shows, movies, nerd fandom, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings? What are you?
Big Game of Thrones fan up in here.
There we go.
Also, oh man. Okay, there's this other show that's like superhero-ish, but it like turns an evil. There's like an evil twist to it. It's called oh my god, what is it called?
The Boys?
The Boys, yes. I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
And I just started a new show. And it's called The Innocent, but it's in Spanish with English sub. And that also is really, really cool. But growing up, like it was mostly Star Wars. You know, for my birthday, my brother's birthday, he had a Star Wars themed birthday at Chevy's, and you know, George Lucas just casually was there and you know helped us celebrate my brother's birthday. So
no way.
He was at Chevy's with his daughters, and my mom was like, "Yo, is that George Lucas?" And she's like, "It is." So we all got a picture, and he like sang happy birthday for my brother, and he was like, I really like that, you know, it's all Star Wars. Like I created Star Wars. And my brother's like 5 years old. He's like, really? Like I'm a big fan. And it was a cool moment. So Star Wars was definitely what it was all about growing up.
George Lucas at Chevy's.
I'm fucking Chevy's in like Puerto Madera. Right? Like crazy, huh?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How old were you? How old were you at the time?
I was probably, so I think my brother was like 6. So I was like 7 when this happened. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Brian?
I really liked in The Boys in the second season when they had the superhero bang.
I know.
Right?
I fucking know.
Right?
Dude, that show had me on my fucking just knee. I was so weak. I'm so weak.
We've never seen it, right? Like we've you know, in the Marvel universe, like John and I, we'll ask our guests sometimes questions, which character would you want to be? But then which of the other characters would you want to have sex with? Like things like that. But yeah, that's because you don't see it, but yeah, they were kind of flying around, banging midair.
Yeah.
Like, that was good stuff. John, did you watch The Boys?
No, not yet. I haven't gotten into that one yet. Yeah.
Okay.
She, you know, I'll tell you what she would probably like is she would like The Nevers.
The Nevers.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So we're reviewing a show right now, The Nevers. It's on episode number 5, and it started on HBO. Okay. And it is a mixture of sci-fi fantasy meets Victorian London.
Ooh.
With a very heavy feminist twist to it.
I like that.
In a good way.
In a good way. Not the third wave current feminist stuff, but like actual like women's suffrage kind of feminist kind of like way. And it's, if you can make it past the first couple of episodes, I'm not going to lie, it's very strange. It's very difficult to kind of figure out what's going on, but then suddenly it just clicks and you're like, oh, whoa, this show is deep. And
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. So why don't we just jump into some culture questions, some rapid fire culture questions, Bri? And Go for it.
We like the. Do you watch the Marvel movies?
Yes. Oh, yes, religiously.
Okay.
I love them.
Okay. All right. So I think it's gonna become a staple question, and John and I can give you ours too. All right. So who is, just in general, who is your favorite Marvel character? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I love Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
We'll count that. And if you could be, then it doesn't have to be Wonder Woman, but if you could be a superhero, which other superhero would you want to like be your boyfriend or girlfriend or have sex with or whatever? Like, so you have like a superhero, like you're one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Thor. I'd probably want to have sex with Thor.
Wait. Hold on. I like it.
Oh, wait. No, did I get it wrong?
But no. But who would you be? Would you be?
Oh, who would I be?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or would you just be yourself? You're like, I'm good. I'll just take Thor and that's called.
Oh, I'm not that conceited. No.
Give me that hammer.
Right. So, okay, if I could be a superhero from Marvel, what superhero would I be?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. So here's mine. Do you know Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
So I would be the Wasp.
Okay.
But shrunken down Wasp, and I'd take it from the Hulk.
What the fuck was wrong with you? That's really bad.
You're
You're dead. What? Is this a weird fetish you got going on? Because I've never heard this before.
Shock value. Just shock value.
He likes the expansion theory that would happen.
My brain is just still trying to like get that.
I know. I heard that a couple weeks ago, and I'm still pondering the physics of the whole thing. So
yeah. Oh, okay. So you remember in the last movie, that like 3-hour movie?
Yeah, and Endgame?
Yeah.
Is that,
Endgame.
Yeah. Endgame.
Yeah.
I would probably want to be I'd probably want to be Batman. No, was it Batman? No, it was Superman, when he's like just has every single power in his body and he's like fighting the Avengers, you know?
You mean you wanted to be what's his name? The purple guy. Jesus.
Vision?
No. You're talking about the guy who has the Thanos.
Yeah.
You want to be Thanos who has the gauntlet with all the powers?
No, Superman. I'd want to be Superman.
Oh, so you're talking the new DC movie that just came out.
Oh, yeah. Is that I get so confused with DC and
superheroes. It counts. Superheroes count.
It counts. Yeah.
So Superman, you'd be Superman, and who would you do?
I would probably do Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd probably do Wonder Woman. She's pretty badass.
I think the Earth would shatter.
Bang Thor, my previous answer.
Yeah, we've also declared Thor of all the whether it's a he or she actor in Marvel or DC, regardless of character, Thor is the hottest. That's the sexy hands
down.
Yeah.
And the dude
I'm not into blonde guys, so that's
that dude Hemsworth is ridiculous.
Oh, he's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
He's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. We'll jump over some Game of Thrones since you're a Thrones girl.
It's been a while, so.
Okay. Favorite character?
Oh man, my favorite character, probably the Queen.
Cersei Lannister.
Cersei's, yeah, she's evil. She's super evil and vindictive. Ooh,
oh, dude,
I like a fierce chick, you know.
She steps on some dicks. That's for damn sure.
I think she can be. You can make a case for her top 10 villain in movies or television of all time.
She was the worst.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that, Brian. Yeah. I mean, let's think about this. She's fucking her twin brother. She's fucking her cousin.
Killed her husband, the king.
Killed her husband, the king. Tried to kill how many other people? Mm-hmm. Has Hitler as her son.
Yeah.
Bang the cousin in there too, right?
Yeah, I got Bang the cousin. Loris.
The more you guys keep talking about banging family members, I'm just more like, yep, I wish I changed my answer. Now I feel disgusting.
Well, you are in Alabama, so.
I wish we had more time because like fathers bring in their 18-year-old daughters to celebrate their birthdays, and they're just like giving them money when they dance on stage, because we do this thing called the hot seat, and the girl like takes off her top, the birthday girl takes off her top, and we dance for her, and you know, she climbs the pole or like works the pole, and the dad's just cheering her baby girl on, you know, like ew. And then she sat on his fucking lap afterwards. Yikes. Disgusting. So disgusting.
I want to answer Blue Sands real quick. Khaleesi or Daenerys is the name you're looking for of the girl with the dragons. Daenerys. Or there's questions from Blue Sands.
Okay, so let's do
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince.
Yes, correct answer.
Yes.
John.
I wanted to jump back and say, okay, same scenario with the Marvel, but in Game of Thrones. Which character are you, and who do you have sex with from Game of Thrones?
Daenerys having sex. I mean, come on. Like, of course I'm having sex with Jason Momoa. Or whatever. Fuck. Like, is there anything better than that?
By the seaside? Yeah.
In that situation? Like, come on, it's easy.
You don't know what the hell he's saying. He's speaking another language. You're like, I don't care. You're
give a fuck.
Eyeshadow on.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know why, but that's kind of hot. That's weird.
I got one other question. Last season of Game of Thrones, yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay.
Incorrect.
Nay. I don't know. It could have been worse in a good way. She could have died a horrible fucking death, and we'd all be happy. But come on, collapsing under a fucking your castle that you
like,
huh?
So
yeah.
So you guys are both under the impression that she's definitely dead.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, don't even get me started.
Okay.
I will go on with this situation. Yeah, she's dead. She has to be dead.
Yeah, it's way too much rubble. The whole entire roof of the place collapsed on top of her and Jamie. Yeah. So
I'm gonna be grinding on some guy tonight, just thinking about that question. Like, is she really dead?
John, what do the Greyjoys say?
What was that?
What do the Greyjoys?
If you don't see him die. Oh, those are not dead. The drowned god.
That what is dead may never die.
What is dead may never die.
Yeah, I think HBO has this crazy plan to make a shitload of money. I think in 10 years, Arya is only going to be about 30, Sansa's going to be 32, Jon Snow's only going to be like 36. It's coming back, and it's going to come back and blow our fucking minds. I don't think.
Wait, was Jon Snow really that young?
Yeah, those chicks are young.
Yeah, they were
14 when they started, right?
Yeah. Arya. Oh yeah. Geez, Arya was like 11.
What the fuck?
I mean, in the books, did you do the books? Did you read the books or do the audiobooks?
No, but I made all the money from the guy who wrote the books up in New York.
What's that?
The guy who wrote Game of Thrones. I was invited to his table when I was working at a club in New York, Sapphire. And yeah, I had no idea it was him, but he was like, yeah, I wrote Game of Thrones, the book. And I was like, that's cool. That's really cool. But he gave me a lot of money. So
wait, so you ran into George R.R. Martin in a strip club?
I guess that's his name. Yeah, I did. He invited me to his table, and he's like, I like you. And I was like, I like you too.
Yo, John, that dude goes out. There's this other hilarious story. Yeah. So
he's with all his bitches. He had just bitches all in his table. And he wanted me. I was like, oh, God. Cool.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's this dude that does a sports show they call him Stu Gatz. Long story short, he was somewhere out here in California, but not like a huge venue. It was this is like 2 years ago. It was a dead show, right on the beach. And when I say a dead show, like Bob Weir, like Rat Dog, like right, yep. Like, and these shows don't really get packed like they obviously did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Anyways, R.R. Martin is there. This guy Stu Gatz has zero fucking clue who this guy is, but he's wearing a Jets hat. And R.R. Martin's a huge Jets fan, and they're both
Jersey. Yeah.
So long story short, the coins, like these coins that are desperate for some people, like they want these Game of Thrones coins so bad.
Oh, the Vala Morghulis coins. Yeah.
I guess he gave this Stu Gatz guy like a handful of them.
What?
Oh my God.
George R.R. Martin turns to walk away. Stugatz still has no idea who it is and just starts throwing them in the ocean and skipping them like they're rocks.
Oh my God.
Dude comes back like 3 weeks later and starts telling the story on air. He does a massive show out of Miami with Dan Le Batard, and everyone listening is just like, dude, how, for one, do you not know what Game of Thrones is? 2, who George R.R. Martin is? Because that guy is, you see that guy, nobody on the planet looks like him. And 3, you just threw away these coins that like 50 million people on Earth would give thousands of dollars for.
Thousands of dollars.
This is the first time I've heard about these coins. Like, they're worth hella money?
John will know more about it than I do.
So remember in Game of Thrones, the no-face man, Jaqen H'ghar, gave Arya Stark the coin of Bravos, and it was the Vala Morghulis coin, and he said, "Show this to any person in Bravos, and they'll point you to where I am." So that's the coins that he walks around with, is these Vala Morghulis, which means oh geez, I can't remember what it translates to. It's I just saw it the other night. I was just watching it, but I'm with you. 8th season, like I was throwing shit at the screen. I was throwing my shoe at the screen. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is this garbage? Like, and Brian loved it. Brian's the opposite. Brian loved the 8th season. So we're going to actually do a stream someday. That's good. We know you're a Game of Thrones fan, because we'll bring you back for the stream. We're going to have like an all out, like, now that Game of Thrones has ended, it's years on. We're going to have this big battle and discuss like the Game of Thrones. We're going to go for like 2 hours and just deep dive.
Now I got to rewatch it. My homegirl right now, Sammy, she's rewatching it, so I got to get on that train with her.
I just started doing it again too, and I have to say, like I'm in the minority here. I have zero problem with any episode, any season. I think the whole thing was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But we'll have a battle. We'll have a battle.
On YouTube, Lorelei, you'll probably love this. There's a YouTube channel called Natalie Gold, and the girl is just adorable. And she started a YouTube channel during the quarantine where she does reaction videos to shows and movies and Marvel, and because she never really watched that stuff. So we're getting to see how her impression was the first time. She's doing Game of Thrones right now. So she'll watch like 4 episodes and they cut it up, but you get to see her like real reaction, and it's like reliving the moment with her. She shows what scene it is, and you see she's just like, like,
that's so smart.
Yeah. She's got over 100. She's got over 100,000 followers in like a year, which is amazing. But
people are getting creative during quarantine, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People are doing porn that I never thought were doing porn, and they're like killing it. I'm like, what? Where did this come from? You're like that shy, innocent girl in the club, and now you're doing porn. What? We talked about that. Mm-hmm. So real quick, do you have like 7 more minutes left? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I'm all ready for work, so we can take however long.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is basically we have a segment called Women Crush Wednesday, and I'm going to run a trailer real quick, and then we'll come back. And what we do is I pick my favorite women crush. Brian gives his, and Lorelei, if you have one this week, you can give one as well. And we'll pull it up on screen, and give me 1 second because I'm going to find this, and we're going to roll the intro. Hold on. All right, guys, it is Women Crush Wednesday this week, and today myself, Captain Clint Torres, and our guest Lorelei Soto are going to give us their great Women Crush Wednesday. So basically, we pick our favorite porn star, actress, singer, internet model, OnlyFans girl, we think is just smoking hot that week and is out there crushing it. And if you guys in the comments below the video can give us your feedback and tell us who you think is your favorite as well, or give some suggestions. But we're going to start right here with Brian. We pulled yours up first. And tell us about it, Brian.
Lizze Broadway. Very, very new to me. So everyone here has seen American Pie?
Yes.
Stifler, Steve Stifler. Remember that character?
Yeah.
So like this movie must be 10 or 14 years after. I think it just came out like 4 years ago. God, it's like American Pie reunion, like high school. I don't know. It's like a new version. Anyways, she played Stephanie Stifler. So she's Stifler's sister. And she is just as horned up and sexually aggressive as Stifler was. And I think she's super sexy. And so the way that she like played the character was like she nailed it. Like as far as like, hey, we need you to be like Stifler. I mean, like, you know, that guy was pretty unique, I think. But I really like and just a little bit about me, Lorelei. So I'm an independent filmmaker and director, writer in Los Angeles. So that's why I'll watch just about anything. But I really liked it. I haven't seen her in that much more. I obviously did a little Google image search. Dig the body. I love the abs going
body.
on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm assuming I don't think there's been much work done to the body. Which again, hey, if they're an A cup, okay. They're a D cup, great. Like either way, I'm fine with it. Like, and I just think, I just kind of dig the whole vibe. I liked her performance. I think that had to be kind of an odd character for her to take on. I thought she did great, and I'm looking to see more of Lizze Broadway coming in the future. So she is
she looks good.
Crush Wednesday, yeah.
So Stifler was always going for the MILFs, right? Or Stifler's mom, but is the sister going for the single dads? Is it the opposite?
She wasn't.
She wasn't. She was. Oh, I know. She should have been going for the 35, 40-year-old guys.
Yeah.
Well, she'd go though. She was like the nerd guy. The jocks were like scared of her, which was like funny, right? She'd go up to the captain of the football team and basically like dare him to bang her. But because guys are always like, oh, I'd fuck the shit out of her. But as soon as like she like approaches you aggressively, all of a sudden you're like, some guys are like, oh, I don't know how to handle that. It was just a funny, and but the nerds were the ones that like weren't intimidated. They were like, oh yeah. So I don't know. It was an interesting juxtaposition for the character.
Men say that they want a strong, independent, sexually driven woman, but when it comes to them, they back off. They don't know how to handle it. Yeah. They don't know what to do. They're like, wait, what do I do?
Yeah.
So
sounds
that's pretty rad.
Cool. Yeah. You trying to fight? I was a big old slut in high school.
That's cool. Well, I'll pull up mine now. My Women Crush Wednesday, I'm cheating a little bit, is actually one of our former guests, and that is Aila Donovan, who we had on a couple weeks ago. And the reason being, I just did a photo shoot with Aila on Sunday, and it was phenomenal. Like, we just had a blast. You guys remember Aila? Aila is an adult film star up in LA that is just like, I don't know. I don't know how to say she's coming up through the ranks without a sexual innuendo as part of it, but she's coming up. She's an up and comer, but she's killing it up in LA. She's filming for a bunch of different companies. And we did a photo shoot over the weekend, and I'll just throw up some sample images. It was a really fun to work with her because she was just on it with her poses. And as a photographer, that is just so important to me, that I can put a girl in front of the camera and she can just pose. And I don't have to sit the whole entire shoot telling her, move your leg here, do this, move that on every single photo, because then I can start focusing on colors, lines, and shapes, which is what all the girls become when they get in front of the lens to me. It's like they go from being a model to like, it's just lines, shapes, and colors. But she was great. We just killed it. We had time to set up things and do shots. And yeah, right. She's
what's that red picture over by the gate? That's hot. Wow.
You could pull off that shot. And when you come to San Diego, we will go there. And
I'm all about the red light. I love
the red light. Oh God. Yeah. Then we've got definitely some shots that we can do, Lorelei. That's
that's like so cool. Oh my God, that's hot. That's hot,
right? And that was her idea. That's her idea. she was just like, I need to get up on this gate. And we just, and she was fun to work with because I'd show her a shot. We would adjust. We'd do another shot. We would adjust. She's like, can you do this? Can you do that? So she was really into the actual composition of the shots, which gave us, we had a really good closing ratio. I'm big on when I do shoots, like we shot 900 photos and I had over 500 keeps. So we had we had over a 50% closing ratio. So that's, I mean, guys, go check her out. Aila, she's on, I'll pull back up the screen on Instagram. So definitely that's my women crush for the week. And drum roll, please, for Lorelei's women crush of the week is
Megan Fox. Yeah, Megan Fox.
No argument there.
No. And like, let's just say this, by far one of the most underrated actresses out there. She's fucking fantastic.
You know, I don't necessarily like her for her acting. I feel like she is a badass woman. She spoke on like feminism, and she's like, you know, she's just a badass. And, you know, she keeps her composure through anything. There's been a lot of like controversy against her and like reasons why we should hate her, but like we should have a reason to hate the people that she's working with that, you know, she's such an asshole to. She's just a badass attitude, doesn't give a fuck, you know. And
I pulled up some of her famous.
And she's hot. She's hella hot.
hot.
She's like pushing 40 and she's
stupid hot. She's one of those chicks, like there's like, you know, there's this extra level of hotness where some guys, like, honestly, they think they could talk to her, they literally can't even form words. Like, she's at that heat level. I've seen it out here. I worked at this golf shop one time and this chick came in, and a golf shop is obviously 90% men, and I kid you not, I watched two separate men in there with their wife and kids trying at some point get over to this girl and like take some kind of like quick verbal swipe of like a pickup line. Like, it was unbelievable. And then just other ones just couldn't even speak. And I mean, Megan Fox is, I think that's a great pick. I mean, she is unbelievably sexy.
Well, it's again, natural beauty. Like we're talking about. Yeah. Lorelei, natural beauty. Megan Fox, natural beauty. No, I'm dead serious. I mean, you girls have that natural beauty that you can walk around with nothing done to you and, you know, no makeup on. I mean, like, look at this shot of her right here. There's she hardly has any makeup on. I mean, maybe some foundation, maybe a little bit of lip gloss, but, you know, natural eyebrows. That's a big thing, you know. It's, I mean, we all, and I definitely remember Brian, you probably knew about this more because you read in the trades. Didn't she get blacklisted by Spielberg himself in Hollywood?
I mean, there was just this thing going on when she made that comment about Michael Bay being like a Nazi on the Transformers set. Like, just bad choice of words, so to speak. But I don't think it's that bad. I actually just think that she's talented enough and smart enough that she looks for material that's more than what her, like. All right, so there's a movie called Jennifer's Body. Right? Okay, like, not a bad film, but like, clearly they just kept wanting to put her and just sexy. Yeah. And I think she's kind of like, dude, like, can you give me a script with a little meat on the bone? Because I think she has that much more to offer. Like, a random one, it's a comedy by Judd Apatow called This Is 40. Its main characters are it's Paul Rudd and Apatow's wife. I'm forgetting her name. She's super cute too.
Yeah.
But it's a cool movie. Megan Fox is part of she's in the cast. I think she's one of the best parts by far. She
plays the babysitter.
Yeah.
No, I love that movie.
She's great in it.
She was recently in a movie that I just watched. It's like it's an action. Yeah, that one right there. I don't know what that movie's called, but I saw that movie.
What is it called? It's right here. They filmed it in South Africa. Road movie? Is it called Road Movie? Was it good?
It's out
it was
already.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I didn't know it was out yet.
Is it did you see it on Netflix? Was that where it was on?
Saw it on Amazon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was like the beginning of quarantine, so it could be there. I don't know.
Alicia Vikeland is by WCW. Well, we'll look her up, Samantha. I don't know who that is, but we will look her up for
my bestie.
She was in the newest Tomb Raider, and she is also in that movie Ex Machina with
love Ex Machina.
She is a hottie.
Oh yeah.
Guys, so that is Women Crush Wednesday for this week of May 12th. Now we have Lizze Broadway, who was Brian's choice. We have Aila Donovan, who was my choice. And we have this like no name, like nobody's ever heard of her before. She's okay. Like you probably give her the time of day. Megan Fox, who was Lorelei's choice. So do us a favor and in the comments below, go ahead and tell us who is the Women Crush Wednesday of the week for that. So, and let's go ahead and pull up another hottie. Look at this. Look at this girl right here. This is Lorelei Soto. And that's you. So you are in the process of doing something pretty big right now, aren't you?
I am.
Online. What are you doing?
Okay. Well, it's not a big secret, but I am running for Maxim magazine right now, and I'm currently in second place. And the cut for top 5 ends tomorrow, so I'm currently in second. So I'm going to be running up for top 5 tomorrow. But yeah, and I wanted to do this because I just wanted to step out of my comfort zone and kind of make myself a little bit more public to the eye than, just in the club. Because, like, show what you got, like we're all just, having fun.
Hey, I bet who's been telling you that for years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like we're put on this earth to like, why care? Why care so much about like what people think, or why care that you're gonna get embarrassed, or that one person is gonna call you out on whatever type of shit? It's just like, have fun with it, roll in it. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die. We're gonna end up in the same place. So like, fucking live your fucking life to the fullest. And so I took it, started doing this shit, and I'm excited.
Love it. No, love it. Very nice.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll jump on. I'll go vote. I'll send the link out, get some votes for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Guys, if you go to Lorelei's profile, she has the link to her Maxim vote here in her description of her bio. You just click this link, right? You come over here. It's super simple, guys. They ask you if you have a Facebook page. Brian, that might be difficult for you, actually. But there's ways around it. You just create. Brian doesn't have Facebook. But you just go on there and you just log in with your Facebook. That's what I did. And you can literally just vote each day. I already voted today, or else I would do it live. So I've been just clicking on this every day for you, trying to get votes. So let's get our girl in that Maxim contest. Let's get her the cover girl search. Because I mean, look at that. I mean, look at that photo. So, she could definitely. Who
wouldn't want a signed copy of Maxim magazine, right? Like, come on.
Hey, John.
Oh my God, right?
Hey, John. By the way, I think it's the Facebook.
The Facebook. You're right.
Is it the Facebook?
The Facebook. That's what. It's its own entity at this point.
I'm still figuring out mine. So
Damn, that's funny.
So we could check out. So, and also, guys, make sure to go follow Lorelei on her page here on Instagram. You can check her out and all the sexy photos that she posts, just like this. So,
it's so funny. The other day I was scrolling through my comments on my pictures. I know that's a weird thing to do, but like, you forget comments sometimes.
Yeah.
And I came across this one comment, and it was like, oh yeah, it was this one where the guy was like, he was like, I want to lick all the honey out of all your holes or something. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so nasty. Like,
you're like, yeah, that's great, guy, but you know how sticky that is. Like,
that's it's a good shoot idea too.
It's a good shoot idea, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll talk to my dad and tell him that's a little uncalled for.
Yeah, tell him not to bother me at the club anymore.
Yeah, I'm really stoked for you because I've always thought I love the shots that these are shots that I knew of before we shot together, and I was always thinking like, yeah, you got to get out there, you got to definitely put yourself out there. You've got that model figure, that awesome figure, so
it really helps, to have a supportive boyfriend and a supportive family. My mom, like I said, my mom and my boyfriend are just like my number one fans, and my boyfriend has taken all of my pictures, so it's him to thank for the beautiful quality and just
awesome
capturing that moment. So I'm truly grateful for him and everything he's done. And working with you, John, you've definitely.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, you. But yeah,
you're very welcome.
Moments of me in the club, and that's real. It's super real. So yeah, I'm grateful.
So guys, they can check you out here, Lorelei, right, on Instagram.
Yes.
And it's Slow Like Honey, so you can go follow her. And
Slow
then where else?
With 2 Y's.
With 2 Y's at the end, guy. Honey with 2 Y's at the end. And then tell everybody out there where else they can find you.
You can find me working at Pony Bama in Alabama. You could find me on my Instagram posting, mainly just working at the club. During the summer, you can find me in San Diego at Pacers. I'll be there during the summer. And I guess basically just stay tuned for where I'm going to be bouncing around, because you never know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did you have fun?
That was fun.
You had fun? Cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back in the future, especially when we do
this was so much fun.
Yeah, when we do the Game of Thrones showdown. That's
we'll get you in.
Yeah, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it so that like I'll be on one side, Brian will be on the other. We'll have Steve in there as well, and then we're gonna pick models on our squads. They're gonna be part of our like debate team, basically. So. Yeah, well, you'll definitely be on mine because we're both a season haters right there. So, but I really appreciate you coming on today. I know you got to get to work. We're gonna roll on and talk some Star Wars Bad Batch. So you're more than welcome to hang out if you want to hang out for the rest of the show and talk Star Wars.
Mama's gonna go make some money,
Mama's gonna go make some money. That's awesome.
I like it.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I had fun. These were really great, And for all the people that are watching, thank you so much for watching. And I love you guys.
Go vote.
Yes,
go vote. Go vote. Go make sure you vote for Lorelei. Maxim Cover Girl search. Let's get her up there. Come on, guys. Get out there. Sign up. That's awesome. Thanks, Lorelei. We'll check you later.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. And now we are moving the show on. That was a lot of fun chatting with her. And we are going to pull into some Star Wars Bad Batch right now. And we had season 1, and it was episode number 2. Brian, any thoughts off the bat?
I am not prepared.
Not prepared. It's okay. Got it. I trust
for it. Yeah. You fill me in.
Okay. So we had episode 2. The first episode was 70 minutes, guys. So a big premiere episode. All the remaining episodes are going to be about 30 minutes of the show. So basically what we had was it picked up right from the first episode. The Bad Batch and Omega were leaving, and they were going to find who turned out to be another clone trooper who had escaped, and they called him a deserter. And he was hiding out on a planet. He had married a Twi'lek, and they actually had settled down and had some kids. So the Bad Batch got onto the planet, found them. We learned a little bit more about Omega. It was probably a really poignant moment was when they landed on the planet and Omega stepped off the shuttle and she went down to the ground and she had no clue what Earth felt like because she had been on the planet of Kamino, which was water, for her entire life. So there was this really interesting plot moment where she's picking up the dirt and asking them what dirt was. You know, it was kind of funny because they're like, yeah, it's dirt, kid. But we learned as, you know, the viewer that, oh yeah, wait a minute, this kid has never seen anything else. She's been locked on this planet forever. So everything. So, you know, it was this whole world of exploration. She got into a little trouble with some of the local wildlife. And then we also started to see how ill-equipped the Bad Batch themselves are for having like a little kid traveling around with them. These are 3 like hardcore death squad soldiers. And now they suddenly have a child rolling around with them that they really don't know. Everything's new to her. This is new to them. They get on the planet and they realize real quick that they can't get off the planet because the Empire is going from planet to planet and they're locking down the planets. And we see another big, huge plot point that what the Empire was doing was making people register with chain codes. So each person had to have their own passcode, and then all the ships in the galaxy were being tagged and numbered by the Empire so that Emperor Palpatine could basically track every single person in the galaxy's movements wherever they went. So they're stuck on the planet. So we basically have a big brouhaha of them trying to get off the planet and escape. And the Bad Batch decides that they're going to, you know, try to sneak the clone and his family off, and they're going to send Omega with the clone, this deserter clone and his family. They just think it's for the best. They say, you know what, Omega, you know, you just can't come with us. We're at this. You can't come with a bunch of soldiers. She doesn't understand why. She has really big feelings of abandonment. And then basically towards the end, she opts to ditch leaving with the family, and she runs back to the battle because the clones have engaged. I'm sorry, the Bad Batch has engaged with the Stormtrooper clones, and she helps them in the battle, and then they escape, and boom, that's it. That's the end of the episode. So,
am I sensing there was that kind of an intergalactic DMV?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
yeah? They were kind of. No, so they were at like a spaceport. They were at a big spaceport on the planet. So, but yeah, it definitely was like a DMV. And, you know, they had everybody, the stormtroopers had everybody queued up, checking people. So you really start to see in the episode the totalitarianism of the Empire, the dictatorship of the Empire starting to come into play. And the once very friendly clone troopers are now just fucking dicks. They're just like, get in line, citizen, move, get your chain code. Like, no leeway. Not, you know, like, we'll take you away. Like, give me, you know, and they've suddenly become that SS kind of stormtrooper vibe, basically.
Hey, not to nitpick here. I cannot stand that they chose the name Omega.
Yeah, there's a significance to it.
Okay. Then I'll wait and I'll get.
Oh, I just lost you.
What do you mean?
Oh, you came back. I lost your audio.
Yeah.
Omega is the last. Omega is the last of the Alpha. Well, actually, Zeta would be the last, but Omega was the last of Jango Fett's DNA.
Oh. Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
all the clones, all the clone troopers come from Jango Fett's DNA.
Right,
Boba Fett was a clone of Jango, but whereas all the clone troopers had that accelerated growth rate and age rate so that they can get them up to fighting age quick, Boba Fett didn't. Okay. Boba Fett grew like a normal humanoid being, like age-wise. So that's the thing we're trying to figure out with Omega is that, okay, it's still a child.
Right.
So did they just make her recently, or was she always a child? Is she going to stay a child? Does she grow super, super slow? I mean, there's a lot of things we don't know. Is she force sensitive? Does she have, maybe not force sensitive, but maybe she has all of the traits that the Bad Batch people have? Gotcha. So we're trying, like, what's her purpose? That's the big question. That's the big theory online that everybody's trying to figure out is what's the deal with Omega? But yeah.
Okay.
we'll go from there. So far it's been. I thought it was a pretty good episode. There was of course the comments online that it's a filler episode, but I don't like that term filler episodes. I mean, like I don't know what else people are expecting. It's like, bro, you got to find backstory. A show can't always be action nonstop 24/7, or else the action becomes filler. You don't learn anything about the characters. You don't learn anything about their backstories, their purpose, their motivations, their emotions.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like little tiny things in this episode that kind of gave you clues, as I kind of pointed out. So, but I was fine with it. I'm okay. We can see here that the rating of this episode went from a 9 on IMDb for the premiere down to a 7.7 out of 1,700 views. Which is still pretty good. I mean, that's almost for what people were saying is a filler episode. That's still almost an 8 for an animated, Star Wars thing. Mm-hmm. And the majority of the feedback online, there's still a lot of people who canceled Disney Plus, and they're just over Star Wars. Yeah, right there, Brian. Yeah, me too. I don't have Disney Plus. I canceled mine with Gina Carano. But I definitely think. It's going to be interesting to see in the next 3 months to 6 months because Kathleen Kennedy's contract is up at the end of the summer. So, and there's rumors already online that she's already been basically neutered and snipped, and she does not have creative control anymore. She's just kind of like the figurehead. So, good. It's going to be interesting because if she's gone and somebody takes over like Favreau, or we're going to get more of the stuff like this from Dave Filoni. So nice. The interesting thing that I don't know if you know is that so the person who does the voice acting for the clones is one person. Wow. D. Bradley Baker. One actor voices all those different people.
It's a good gig for him. That voiceover stuff pays well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is D. Bradley Baker right here, and he does American Dad, SpongeBob, SquarePants, American Dad. He did all the clones throughout the Clone Wars animated series. Mm-hmm. This guy has killed it. He is one of the best voice actors out there. I mean, literally right now, if you just look at this picture right here, he does the voice of all 5 of these characters.
Jesus.
So if you think about that, when it's just them on screen, he is literally doing the voice for 5 characters back to back, talking to himself in the studio.
That's actually got to be a little awkward. I mean, even a voice of, doing voiceover work, usually, let's take Shrek, for instance, right? You've got Eddie Murphy, mm-hmm. Mike Myers, and Cameron Diaz. At least they're kind of in the same room together. That's got to be very interesting. It almost feels like what McFarlane must have to do sometimes on Family Guy when he's doing like 9 voices. I did not know that. That's crazy. D. Bradley Baker, good for you, guy.
D. Bradley Baker. He's been. I mean, he is. We could see on his IMDb, man. I mean, like Vampirina, Mickey Mouse, World of Warcraft. So that's a video game. The Mandalorian. He did some of the voice acting for the Mandalorian. But I mean, like this guy's. I mean, look at this, dude. This is just. Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah.
How much work this guy has done. I mean, it's still going. I'm not even close. I'm at halfway right now. Look at this. Hobbit, the Battle of the 5 Armies. I mean, this guy must be making a fortune doing voice acting with all these gigs.
Yeah, dude, and not to mention that all those are things he gets residuals for.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy's like literally crushing. He's the epitome of crushing it. Mm-hmm. I had no idea that guy. I've never even heard of him. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not like I should know everybody, but that's fucking impressive, dude.
Yeah. So, I'm excited for the next show. That's the great thing about these episodes. They're only a half hour.
Yeah.
So it's just like quick, boom. And it's going to be, I got clarification. It's 16 episodes.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
For
So
a
that's
season.
first season. So what is that? That is 8 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
8 hours. Plus okay, no, 8.5 hours because the first episode was 70 minutes. So, and then I'm pretty sure that this might be a one-off. So I guess we're gonna go with this, and then it goes into Loki.
Yeah. And I feel like there's something else that for Disney Plus that's coming. Fuck, I can't remember what but yeah, Loki definitely, but there's something else. There's something else right on its heels.
Is it the Cassian Andor series, Andor, with based off the characters from Rogue One? Because I know that's been in production for a while.
That wasn't what was in my. I feel honestly, dude. I feel like it's another fucking Marvel.
Is it another Marvel? So Andor
isn't. Oh, so they're doing the movie. They're doing the movie.
2022 Andor comes out. That's what's on IMDb.
They're doing the Marvels, but isn't there a Ms. Marvel? Ms. Marvel. So the Marvels is the next Captain Marvel movie, the Marvels. But then there's a series called Miss Marvel, which is it's not even Monica Rambeau. It's an Indian. It's an Indian
girl.
Yeah.
The younger girl.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and then all three of them are going to be in the Marvels movie, which is big controversy because there's all kinds of things online saying that they're taking the movie away from Brie Larson, and it's supposed to be her movie, and they're doing. I'm like, hey, dude, like they could dump Brie Larson for all I care. I think she just absolutely sucked. I just can't stand that chick in that role. I don't think she's. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. I also think sometimes, I'm obviously not a huge name actor, but I do some acting also. It's not her movie. Iron Man isn't Robert Downey Jr.'s movie. It's not. It's fucking Iron Man. It's Captain Marvel. Like I don't really like the only one of all of them. I think was obviously it's back to Hemsworth and Thor. Like Marvel could not have found a better human to like physically already look like Thor. But in general, these aren't those people's movies. It is the character, like the comic book that was created. They should be. It is a privilege to be in any of those movies, in my opinion. It is not your right. And I like personally, like if people talk about like Iron Man's not coming back, I highly doubt that. I think in the next 10 years we'll absolutely have more Iron Man movies. I don't know what they'll do like timeline wise, but you don't just bury an immortal character, so to speak, because one actor, I mean, look, Indiana Jones ended up becoming somebody else. I know they're still moving Harrison around, but right, like those kind of stories. So yeah, if I was Brie Larson, I would be on my best behavior because you should enjoy it while you have it. It's a great thing to be a part of. And don't act like, oh, this is my movie. I don't like that attitude in those movies.
Well, she's coming from a place where she's done some stuff in Hollywood, but dude, you're not Mark Hamill and you ain't Luke Skywalker.
Right.
Like you don't have that kind of clout.
Very few.
And you're not a Harrison Ford. You're not Indiana Jones.
Right.
And I'm not saying this in a sexist way because those are male leads, but you're not Sigourney Weaver and Ripley.
Right.
There's your feminist, there's your female lead. It's like, dude, you don't get to, these characters aren't your personal platform for you to just spout off whenever you want and think that you're entitled to these roles. So it's like, dude, number one, Captain Marvel movie sucked. It wasn't that good. The editing was absolutely awful. It was rushed. The storyline was rushed. You were extremely cold. I mean, your acting in that movie was not good. It just flat out wasn't. I don't care what people say. That was not a good job of acting. I don't know if that's what they.
Jude Law by far steals the show in that movie.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and Sam Jones and Samuel L. Jackson. But they're right there. Okay, perfect example. Jude Law. What has he been acting for? 35 years.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, 45. You can see the comfort level.
Yeah.
You know, those
and not this like watch me prove that a chick comic book movie can not like there wasn't any question that movie was going to make money. Like
yeah.
if there just wasn't. It's in the MCU. Not to be a total dick, you could have popped about anybody that can speak English and memorize lines. It pretty much make the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it might be one of the guys. Out of some of the guys that you've gotten me onto, like the Nerd Erotic guys or Friday Night Tights, but it was sandwiched in between Infinity War and Endgame. So like people were so horned up for Marvel. Any Marvel movie that got dropped in between those was going to get some play. So yeah, I agree with you. But I mean, personally, I do think I kind of like the character, or I like the idea of her, not Brie Larson, just the Marvels, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. I like the character a lot. Like the space. I like the space side of some of the characters in Marvel. That kind of like I like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? The guys that hang out in space, I kind of dig. Nothing, I'm fine with the Earthbound guys, but yeah. But what do you think? Should we bang out some quick nevers?
Yeah, let's get to the nevers, man. All right, so episode 5 of the Nevers on HBO. This one was called Hanged. And any quick thoughts, Brian? Right off the bat?
Yeah. I was suckered in. I definitely felt Malady, and I was like, whoa! Like I thought we kind of had like
spoilers, everybody. We're talking spoilers for this, just so everybody knows. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like for a second, I thought we had a Ned Stark situation because Malady, like when she kicked the thing to open the trap door and jumped, I was like, oh, she's in for the cause. Like this is bigger. This is bigger than her, and she knows it. She wanted, what's my man's name? Hold on one second. Gilbert Masson, right? The Lord. She wanted those people to have everybody else see them get treated that way in public, and just hung and like they didn't matter. Now, granted, Malady apparently has murdered like 15 people. Pretty good serial killer. I kind of felt like if she had to go, she had to go. But when she did that, I was like, wow. And then when we found out, obviously it wasn't Malady. Malady had a ringer. That makes it even more interesting because now I'm kind of wondering.
Huge. Did not see that coming.
No.
And did not see that coming.
I'm wondering if her and Penance, because remember Penance wanted to save her? Like she was the one where True was kind of like, they remember they in the middle, they kind of joined up on sides.
Yep. Like
pick your side. And I thought Penance, now I'm wondering if we're going to find a little bit more of a backstory. Like maybe Malady has more of a relationship with them. I kind of, back to your theory, I think True might be, are we going to get a little alien flavor? Like wherever this thing came from, like True might be an alien or something or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But what we do know is that we got to see True's boobs in this episode. So shout out to True's boobs, who is Laura Donnelly, I think is her name. So we got to see her naked. So HBO.
Real quick, and hey, COVID Hollywood rules. Now, John, did I imagine this or did and I'm forgetting his? Let me find his character. Horatio. Okay, played by Zachary Moma. Okay, he took these and he put them deep into her mouth.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if he put him deep somewhere else too, right. or if they were doing this, or if they were doing the standing sex thing. Because
well, no. So what I'm trying to figure out here on set during COVID, where guys like me are finding no work because Hollywood shut down and there's all these rules. Because this had to be shot like 5-6 months ago, right?
Probably, at least.
So we're sticking fingers, and I don't give a shit if he just dumped turpentine on him, then stuck it in lacquer, lit it on fire, scrubbed it down with alcohol. You just stuck fingers in another actor's mouth. Now I'm also an actor who's not big on food in anybody's mouth. I don't like things in fucking actors' mouths ever, unless it 100% calls for it, like 100%. But
he was full on like finger banging her mouth.
He was, dude.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's like we're going risque on. I mean, HBO always pushes the line with nudity and sex, but I was like, whoa, okay, never seen that before.
Hey, what do we think of Nimble Jack? Now, I have to say, I was pretty sure Nimble Jack was a chick, but I wasn't 100%. After this episode, now I know Nimble Jack is a chick, or am I wrong? Nimble Jack, the one that makes like the weird like metal.
Yeah, Nimble Jack is the Pat of the episode, the SNL Pat. I haven't been able to figure out if that's a man or a woman or whatever, but honestly, there, I mean, look, let's get real here. This is HBO, and the Nevers is cool, but they have a massive undertone of intersectional feminism going on throughout this show, and they're just trying to shove it down, And I have completely looked past that because I do like the plot and the storyline. So I'm like, okay, whatever, this shit's in there. So if the person in this thing is, if it's a man or a woman or who the fuck knows, like whatever we want to call, but I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care. Just, I want to see the story.
No, I'm fine with it too. I was just, because Nimblejack made a comment this week where it kind of, in my opinion, it sealed the deal that it is a female character and clearly a lesbian. Or whatever. I can't remember the line. I wish I did. And I have to say too, the Beggar King, Declan, love the actor. I'm not super familiar with who he is. He looks fantastic in this era. Man, he is I think he's going to have an interesting role to play when all this is said and done. And I did like the way they kind of broke down in teams because they both were on different sides of how to deal with the malady situation. So yeah, it's very cool. Now,
Nick Frost.
Okay, is he? Why? He's not the guy from Hot Fuzz, is he? Is that the dude from fucking Hot Fuzz?
Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, Hot Fuzz.
That is him.
Yep, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
So he got a little bigger. Yeah, I like that dude.
Yeah.
I've always liked that dude then. Because I was thinking it was him. And then I was like, no, this dude's like bigger and burlier, but maybe he did that for the role. I have some powers questions. So Harriet, can
I real quick? Let me jump in here real quick.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, let's just do a little recap of the episode for everybody. According to IMDb, because we jumped right into the main plot. So on IMDb, as the city buzzes with anticipation over a pending execution, which was Malady, the serial killer, Penance grapples with the moral, calling at odds, which I said she's the moral compass in the show, with Amalia's plan. With two women at the crossroads, the orphans must decide who to follow. So basically, we kick off. The government has decided that they are going to hang Malady for her crimes, but they're going to do it as a public execution.
And Malady she's touched. She's one of the.
She's touched. She's one of the touched. So it's an extra level of like, are they killing her in public just because she's touched because they want to instill fear in the touched? Are they just doing it to just make an example of the heinous crimes that she's committed? We know that there's a whole subplot going on with that, and there's a back and forth, and that becomes the kind of moral question of the episode: is the death penalty and public executions. You have parts of society that say that Britain is more civilized than that. You have other parts that say like they're fine with killing Malady, but just not publicly. Then there's other parts that are not cool with killing Malady because she's a touched, and they believe that they're just killing her to instill fear in all the other touched in London. And that dynamic breaks down. Go ahead, Brian.
Very Sokovia Accords.
Yes. So it creates this really big split amongst the touched at the orphanage. So on one side, you have Penance's character, who's the moral compass, and she decides, like, I don't care what crimes Malady has committed. She's one of us, and she's a touched, and we have to go rescue her. We can't let her die in public like that. Then you have on the other side True, who's saying, no, she is a maniac, and she's the type of person that you could literally rescue her, and she'll turn around and slit your throat. And True is saying, we have a bigger mission. We have to go find out what this ship is that's calling us to it. And I'm going to take a squad of people to go do this. And it creates this whole division in the orphanage, like the Sokovia Accords in Captain America Civil War. And half of the orphanage goes to Malady to rescue her. The other half goes to try to break in and find out what is happening underground. But the one thing that we see is that the woman here in this picture, that's the woman in the wheelchair. She is one fucking psycho bitch, dude.
Oh, yeah.
She is like, I can't even figure out what side of the coin this chick is playing, because she's involved with, and she funds the orphanage for the touched. And then on the other hand, she's funding a lunatic who's killing the touched. And then on top of that, she's this like high-powered socialite who has her hands in all these different things. So, and she also just makes her brother a bitch boy. And
she also obviously, she's getting cold feet, right? Like she's kind of being chicken shit about what this guy wants to do with. No, do we have a name for the orb, the blue orb thing? Do we know what that thing is yet?
They said it. Remember, she's like, I have to go see what the Valorlentary or something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if that's what she meant.
We're just going to call it blue orb in the dirt. That's it. Like,
yeah.
Hey, I told you, man. Like this thing's hard enough to figure out on its own. Then toss in all these British, Scottish, and Irish accents that are from like the country. I need fucking closed captions, buddy. Like I can't figure out sometimes what the fuck they're talking about. They're speaking Old English. Like, it's like, dude, what did you? So I almost get the feeling like I really need to watch these episodes twice.
I did on this one, and I'm what I'm getting from Lord Gilbert. So he was in that room, right? And the guy's like, my cousin, the king. And then he kind of gets mocked because they're like, oh, yeah, dude, remind us again that your fucking cousin's the king. Mm-hmm. He's trying to, like, clearly and they made reference right to his daughter, or no, like his niece or something, or somebody in like the royal family, like, well, you guys smuggled her out of town really quick. What's right? Leaving, like, obviously, it's like protecting your own. Like,
that's him right there.
Yeah. It looks so much different in the show, but dude, this guy's a fucking outstanding actor. But right, did you catch that? Like in that one room with all kind of the high-end royals and the general, like, right? So one of them has a kid or something. It's like,
that's touch.
Yeah, and they're smuggling her off. So
here's the other thing too, is that I am pretty sure that Lord Mason's daughter, they show his daughter in the previous episodes being touched, and then she collapses to the ground. So what happens in, I think it was episode 3, they show him going to pick up his daughter from like a school during the cosmic event. And then Lord Mason sees his daughter. She's looking up at the sky. He's looking up at the sky. And then we don't know what they are. The little angels, the little things that go into the skin of these people go in his daughter. And then his daughter collapses to the ground. He runs over, he consoles her. And then we go to his estate and they show a grave of her. But then when they were installing the telephone system in his manor, the guy goes into the basement and there's something in one of the cages. And we hear this noise. We don't know what it is. It sounds like this demon. And the guy's really scared and he's walking down this dark hall and he just hears this like rattling on the cage and this and that. And then the housekeeper for the house says, never mind that. It's a dog that went rabid. Don't go near that room. But I guarantee that is Lord Mason's daughter in there.
And it's very Stryker-esque from X-Men. Mm-hmm. So remember Stryker, like he basically has it out for mutants because his son. So I'm wondering if
nailed it. Yeah. He hates him because his daughter became one and now he can't do anything with her but keep her locked up.
Yeah.
And from what it seems like, that was his only daughter.
Yeah.
Or only child.
Child, probably, right.
Child. Yeah. So, and I haven't seen anything with his wife in play either.
Nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has a wife anymore.
Wondering if maybe something happened and the daughter had to change, killed the wife.
Or the wife committed suicide.
Well, yeah. So
because there was numerous graves in that gravesite.
For sure. There's some good layers going on here. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm still on board. And like I said, I think with Malady having her stunt double, so to speak, take the broken neck, because that was a good. Also,
now it's good. Yeah,
nice cinematography on the neck hanging. I mean, the neck break at the same time, like the way they did all those shots, I was like, oh, because sometimes I watch a hanging and I'm like, I want to see that. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want the slow. Like just choke out. I want broken neck. But yeah, very, very interesting show to this point.
I did not see that coming. I had no clue. Yeah. But as soon as there's a character in the show, guys, he's a kind of older, fattish man, and he has the ability of persuasion. So say I'm working as a nuclear tech, and he comes in and says, "Oh, your phone's ringing at your house." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it is." He's like, "Yeah, you need to go answer your phone." And it's like, "Oh, thank you." And you just walk away. So he has the power of persuasion. So as soon as I saw him show up at the hanging, I was like, "Oh, something's going to happen." And what ended up happening was it was all staged. It was all planned. So we find out
other people, yeah,
to murder other people. This is how diabolical. It's almost like Joker.
Yeah.
So Malady is almost like a female version of Harley. Well, it's basically Harley Quinn or Joker. That's this demented, multi-layer diabolical plan she has of killing people. Because remember when she was going to kill Penance, it was make a choice: either kill your best friend or kill the person that you want to save. And she's so basically what ended up happening was. We were introduced to a character of a journalist that was hanging around the police station, and she was always in the police station talking with the reporters or talking with the cops and everything.
Yep.
And all the cops knew her. And then we find out at the end of the episode that journalist is Malady.
Didn't see that coming at all. Didn't see that
coming at all. So when they thought that they had caught Malady had snuck into the police station, started choking out the police chief. Our detective, I can't remember his name, who's a gay guy actually in the show. He's like an in the closet gay guy. He discovers it. He chases her down the balcony. Malady had one of her minions dress like her perfectly. And as they were in the chase, they switched positions like they were handing off like a baton in a track and field race. So the cop goes and tackles the stunt double, thinking that it's Malady. They arrest her. She's the one in jail. She's the one acting off perfectly. And the whole time, Malady is walking around scot-free in disguise in the police station as this journalist.
Getting all the information.
Yep. All the information.
Hey, so are you talking about Frank?
Frank, you're right, Frank. Yeah,
but was it? So you think he's gay? Wasn't he?
They said so. They said,
I thought he was engaged to Mary.
He was, but that was the whole thing that she knew he was gay.
Okay. Oh, and it's London back then. And
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's the whole thing that Swan has over Frank. So Swan, the guy who runs the brothel that says he sleeps with thousands of men and thousands of women.
That's right.
Swan and Frank hooked up.
Yeah, he said that, and Frank got pissed. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's a good kid. There is a lot going on, so we're kind of almost catching up ourselves. So real quick, Harriet, the Indian character, she's an Indian girl by ethnicity, I would say.
Yeah, and she can turn things to glass.
Okay, so originally I thought it was ice. Now I had a problem remember she turned the kind of big metal door to glass?
Yep.
Just so they could open it. And then they were just grabbing the glass and they punched it. Like if you punch glass, usually you're going to get all cut up to shit. And if you're grabbing it, and like I was kind of like, so then I thought it was ice, but then it was clearly glass. I did like at least when she fell through it, I was like, okay, there better be blood on her because that's fucking glass. So
yeah.
I was okay with that, but that's kind of a strange power.
Yeah, like you're blowing this breath and you turn everything to glass because she did it to the grapes, right? And then she was throwing them on the ground. So yeah, all the powers are very strange. I still haven't figured out what exactly True's powers are because she's like a badass fighter. She can take beatings. But then they
sees the future.
She sees the future. She sees it in her dreams. Like she has these flashes.
Yeah.
But then her powers make her very aggressive and horny. So she'll randomly have to go to a bar and fight people and then fuck somebody.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's so strange, but it's interesting because it's different.
Yeah.
And I'm down with different. You know, I want something new.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I think we kind of touched on it too, right? Like, no photon beams out of the fists, no like rays out of the eyes. So it almost feels like organic, like semi-organic, like glass is at least kind of a mineral, right? Or things of that ilk. The fire, like that's
the one girl's ears got big. You know, some of these people just have deformities, like they're touched and he's a black actor. I don't know his character's name yet. Did you notice his arms? Yep, he had thorns. He had spikes grow out of his arms.
Yeah,
like a thorn bush.
Yeah.
So it's almost like very. You know what it is? It's basically like you have the touch that have X-Men abilities, and then you have the touch that are like the Morlocks. Do you remember the Morlocks?
Yeah, I do remember the Morlocks.
And they became mutants, but they became like disfigured mutants. So they had to stay underground and they couldn't really be out in society anymore.
Hey, do you remember also, I don't know, now that I think about it. Okay, so that dude with the thorns, he accidentally pushed the lever that Penance said to be careful with. And then we just started to see what looked like maybe a hot air balloon start to open out of that carriage. We didn't get an answer to what happened there, did we?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was either. That's, you know.
Yeah, because it looked like it was part of their plan to save Malady. So I'm wondering, well, we'll have to see. This Sunday could be, I think this Sunday we're going to get, it should be like a big turning point. Like this series could really kick off like some gangbusters, some shit. Not that it hasn't, but yeah.
Well, this was one of the first episodes where our heroines got their asses handed to them.
And divided.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you know, we found out that the villain is a real fucked up villain and is almost playing these people are playing kindergarten with her.
Hey, we might have a Professor X Magneto situation.
Oh, with True and Penance?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Down the line.
I don't know.
Didn't it seem like they were kind of hooking up early on, by the way? Like in the first or second episode?
I think they were just friends.
Okay. They were
I think they were friends.
All right.
Yeah, they were just like sisters cuddling, talking with each. They're just doing girly girl smush thing, you know. Chicks do that, you know, like girl roommates come home and hop in the bed and they hug their, you know, I love you, girlfriend, you know, oh my God, you know, stuff like that. Guys don't do that. We don't come home and hop in bed with our roommate. Hey, buddy, did you have a good day?
I didn't really know.
Good day.
I didn't really know chicks did that, to be honest.
Yeah, they totally do that. You know, dude, girls go piss together. You know, they're in the bathroom pissing and shitting in front of each other. So
either way, people, if you haven't got into the Nevers, give it a shot. Give it a shot. I think there's something here. I think.
Yeah, I would 100% agree, and I love the 70-minute episodes.
Yeah,
I love like I've been in the middle of these episodes, and I'm like, oh wait, this has been going on for a while, and then I check the scroll bar, and I'm like, yes, there's like 30 minutes left. Like, so I'm into it. Yeah.
Hey, and I think I might know why. It might be the same for both of us. So I'm assuming you've seen some Downton Abbey, but were you like a big Downton Abbey person?
No, but my mom is. I think my mom watches So my mom is huge into like those Masterpiece Theater, PBS, like Polk and Downtown Abbey and all that stuff. She loves those shows. So whenever I go back to Jersey and I'm just sitting working on the computer, my mom will just be binging all those British shows.
Well, here's what I'm getting at. I think all Americans are still enamored with the Victorian age, as are the Brits, and the accent. So for us, it's like Game of Thrones, the Nevers, Peaky Blinders is like the male versions of Downton Abbey. Okay. And I tried with Downton Abbey. I got halfway through season 3, and then I was just like, No offense, everybody. It's the same fucking episode. like it's just the same. It's I like this guy. He doesn't like me. Oh, now he likes me, and we'll be together next episode. No, we don't like each other anymore. It's just
it's like a soap. It's like a daytime soap opera.
I don't care about your relationship. Like I just don't care.
It's like a daytime soap opera. It's the same exact story over and over again. It's like an episode of SNL and the Californians. You know.
Right.
Stuart, well, what are you doing here? I took the 405. I took the 405, Chet, and I took it down to Santa Monica and Wilshire, and then I left on the 10.
Hey, Saturday Night Live, here's a suggestion. Bring back the ambiguously gay duo. It might do very well.
Yeah.
You remember that random cartoon?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Ace and Gary.
You do.
Ace and Gary.
Wow.
What is everybody looking at? Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Gary, quick. What, Ace? We need to do the pile driver power hour. Okay, put your legs around my head.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was some funny shit. I don't know if they could get away with that anymore, man. But yeah, man. Right. So Nevers, awesome. Very stoked on it. Everybody go check it out. We'll keep on reviewing this. We think it's pretty good. And I think that's almost a wrap for the show, guys. We are coming in at 2 hours and 11 minutes, and we had a great show. I was really stoked. Everybody came out. So if everybody can, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to please like the video, comment on it. If you got any suggestions on models to bring on or shows for us to check out, we would really appreciate it. If you want to support financially, it would really help out. Go to bikinigirlmagazine.com and you can get the digital magazine each month. And then I'm soon to have the first issue in print up here that you'll be able to order and have shipped to your house. Please make sure to follow us across platforms and check out Bikini Girl Magazine on YouTube channel. And then, Brian, do you have anything you like to say, parting words?
Be very, very careful if you decide to watch Bill and Ted Face the Music. That's my advice for today, boys and girls. If you want to find me, be careful what you wish for.
Well, everybody, next week we'll be back on Wednesday, so make sure to check us out. Same place, same time at 5 to 7 p.m. We may have a model as another guest. We may not. Maybe we'll just be hanging out and nerding out. But you could always know that we will be going over some hot babes and stuff. And I'm going to roll the credits. And Brian, it was great seeing you again this week. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much to our guest model, Lorelei Soto, and Lorelei Soto. I always get that wrong.
Caitlyn Jenner, 2021. Let's do it.
Caitlyn Jenner, 2021, man.
Do it.
All right, guys. I'll roll the credits. Thanks for checking out this video, everyone. Did you know that for the price of a 6-pack of beer, that you can get Bikini Girl Magazine each month? That's right. You get the digital magazine downloadable to your phone or your desktop, as well as all the smoking hot, uncensored content from the shoots that I can't show on social media. Go to bikinigirlmagazine.com and sign up as a monthly patron, or you can purchase individual issues via MagForest platform. Your support helps me continue to do all of these sexy shoots for you. The social media censors absolutely hate all of this content of beautiful women, so help spread the word to all your friends. Please make sure to like, comment, or share this video with some friends and click that subscribe button. Also, go follow Bikini Girl Magazine on our second YouTube channel and across social media to keep up with the latest hot babes.